Hey Ram fans, it's Ruby Kaiser from Rams Live. I'm here with CSU track and field alumni Hunter Powell and now future Olympian. Hunter, walk me through
Yeah,
what your emotions were like when you found out you're Olympian and you're not going for track, despite what some people may think.
yeah. It's I'll tell you what, it if you have a goal that you're setting out for, it almost never goes according to plan. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna be competing at the games in Cortina in about 2 weeks in bobsled. Um, they announced the team on Tuesday this past week, and it's a dream come true. I think anybody that's ever done athletics as a kid always watched the games when they were growing up, and everybody's had the dream at some point of like, God, I'd love to be an Olympian. It'd be so cool, and it's been a very long journey to get here, and it's now that it's here, this um, yeah, it's kind of surreal for lack of a better way to put it.
Yeah, that's so exciting. Congratulations. Walk us
Thank you.
through kind of some of the steps of that journey. I know that you ran track at CSU and you faced some injury. You were still training after
hmm
for a little bit. What did it take to get to this point?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I'll try to give you the short version without rambling too much. My senior year, I was a two-time conference champion, indoor conference champion in the heptathlon, and then outdoor conference champion in the decathlon. My goal was to try to make the Olympic team, obviously in the deck. I loved the sport, loved track. And I kept training at CSU for about 5 or 6 years afterwards, training with Coach Bedard and Coach Bailey, trying to make the team. But between COVID and then some injuries, and honestly, it's just whenever you're chasing dreams, like you need a little bit of luck. Like, for lack of a better way to put it, it's going to happen. And I remember making these videos talking about my very last season, just talking about what were some of the lessons I'd learned along the way. At the time, I was training with Lexi Keller, who's one of the best training partners I've ever had in my life. And at the same time, I was starting to one of my really good friends from college. We started dating, who is now my fiance, Keisha Love. My senior year, she was telling me like, you really got to think about going out for bobsled. And I was making all these videos talking about like, chase your dreams. You got to know that sometimes they're not going to come true. Sometimes it's not going to work out the way that you hope. But it's important that you chase it anyway, because it's the becoming of the person that you become along the ride that's so important, that's so significant. Um, and she's telling me like, you really gotta do this. And at the time I was like, no, I've made peace with being done. It's okay. And finally she talked me into it. So I went out to a little combine they had in Salt Lake, where if you took top three in the combine, they would pay for you to go out and do a rookie camp. I ended up winning the combine. They paid for me to go out. I went to a rookie camp about 3 weeks later. We had push championships about 2 weeks after that. I ended up taking top seven in push championships. We got named to the national team, and then one thing led to another, and I got swept up and fell in love with the sport. And finishing my second year, and yeah, I guess that's the long short of it. Here I am.
Oh, cool. I think you have such a great perspective too. You can tell anyone I'm friends with Lexi, so I've always kind of followed your
Oh,
stuff
good.
through her
Yeah,
too. And you
she's
can
awesome.
tell like you're a competitor. So it's really cool that you
Yeah,
were able to make that dream happen, even if it was in a roundabout way.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
how does your experience as a track athlete translate to a bobsled athlete?
Well, physically, it's great. The decathlon is a speed power event. It's all about who's the fastest and strongest and most explosive person out there. And bobsled is the exact same thing, except you're removing the cardio and the technique. So it's all your favorite parts of track. We sprint fast, we lift heavy, and then that's pretty much about it. So, I mean, from an athletics perspective, it was a really easy and natural transfer over. And then I think the benefit with the decathlon specifically is that it requires so much body awareness. It's very easy to start picking up new technique whenever you have to learn a new whatever. So picking up like learning the push technique, um, it's not easy, but I felt like I picked it up pretty quickly relative for how much experience I had in the sport, just because of the good body awareness, so on and so forth. But outside of that, I mean, I don't know. I think track is one of the hardest it's one of the mentally toughest sports that you can do, just because how far you are going to excel, how far you're going to go in the sport is completely dependent on how much you're willing to suffer at the track and outside of the track. And nobody's going to make you do it. Nobody's going to make you run faster. Nobody's going to double check your rest. It is entirely up to you to try to go to this level of suffering, in these workouts that you don't have to. You can just try a little bit less and nobody's going to check you for it. But I think that kind of mental resistance, for a better way to put it, that mental fortitude that builds, it's like, it's not even just bobsled that makes you good at it. I think it just makes you good at life. Any new venture that you take on is so helpful.
Well, Hunter, I think when you're done being an athlete, I think you have a career in motivational speaking, because I'm fired up now. I'm like,
Good.
oh, it's
Good.
so awesome.
I like to hear it.
What does it mean to experience this with your fiance? I can't imagine. You guys are going to be like one of those Olympic couples that everybody is like watching on TikTok.
Yeah. So that's the most special part about it. There's like, from the outside looking in, I think a lot of my friends and fans, and don't get me wrong, being able to say that I'm about to be an Olympian is, yeah, there's words that can't describe what that means. But even more special than that is, I've gotten to travel the world with the woman I love, and we're both living the dream that we set out to achieve. She's out here, she's ready to compete for medals in both the monobob and in the two woman at the games. I think we could be the fastest pushing team on the hill at the games, and it's like the opportunity to try to really prove something and do something for the people that we love is, I don't know, it couldn't be any cooler.
It is. It
Yeah.
seems so special. You guys are like lined up for a Hallmark rom-com. I feel like next year.
Yeah.
So someone's gonna
Yeah.
steal your story and make some money
Yeah.
off of it for the big screen.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
Lastly, can you just walk us through what the next couple of steps are? You're out of the country right now, getting ready for
Yeah.
the Olympics.
Yes, ma'am. So right now we're in Innsbruck, Austria. We're training here for the next 4 or 5 days. On Thursday, we will fly from Munich. So we'll drive to Munich, fly from Munich to Milan. We have team processing on Friday, where we get our gear and get basically told what you're allowed to wear, what you're allowed to photograph, not allowed to photograph, so on and so forth. We'll go to Cortina on Friday, start training, and then we have opening ceremonies, I think on the 7th, either 7th or 8th. And we'll be in Cortina for 3 weeks. 3 weeks, and it's going to be that very last weekend where I'll compete in the 4-man.
So exciting. I'm so excited to watch you. It's going to be a blast.
Thank you.
Thank you so much
Thank you,
for
thank
joining
you.
Rams Live. I know all of the Ram fans are definitely going to be cheering you on here in a few weeks.
Well, thank you. I hope I make you guys proud.